Welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Mikey.
And today, people, we are covering volume 7? No, 8?
So,
8. It's volume 8 of More Than Meets the Eye, which covers issues 39 through 44. Are you guys ready to get into the reading?
yes! Yes, I am!
Yeah. Fake some more enthusiasm. I know we're all tired today.
Listen, no, I'm genuinely actually excited. This arc, from what I read, because as tradition, I didn't read all of it, but it was, I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah. A lot of little arcs and one-off stories versus like one long arc. So let's get into it, Mikey, if you'll pull up the slides. All right, so issue 39. We got a different artist on this. For this issue, we have Hayato Sakamoto doing the art.
Which I liked, actually. I'm not saying that like Alex Milne didn't improve, but like this art was pretty solid. I actually liked it a lot more than Milne's, but it's only for one issue.
Yeah. So we open up this volume with 3 DJD members torturing a guy. As they're about to kill him, the guy tries to force Tarn to take his mask off, calling him a coward and asking what he's hiding from. Tarn walks away a bit shaken up, leaving him to be killed by the others and monologuing that he wears the mask so that in moments like this, others won't see him close his eyes.
He's a coward.
He's a little bitch. Fuck him.
Whiny crybaby coward.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, when I read that page, I didn't know what the fuck, like, was in his mouth at first. I'm like, why does he have this like strange ball gag in his mouth? That's so weird. And then like, and I was like, oh wait, that's his brain. I was like, oh, that's kind of gangster. Not gonna lie, Tarn. Damn, son. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Tarn. You guys know I love me an edgy character, but this does not do it for me.
Yeah, you're right.
There needs to be more heart there, and I do not care about this guy.
You're telling me that you rather prefer Red Hood than this guy? Come on.
I love Red. Jason's my boy. Don't even get me started on that. Anyway, well, let's move on. So sometime later, the DJD is back on their ship, worshipping Megatron when their medic, a robot named Nickel, yells at them that they all need post-mission checkups. We're also reminded that the DJD really likes their bureaucracy and it's time for performance reviews. So during one of these, we get a brief flashback to 18 months ago when Brainstorm 2 called about Overlord being on board, but insisted that no one else get hurt lest it blow his cover. Tarn intended on holding up that deal till he saw Drift, who's also an ex-Decepticon, on board, and from there they couldn't stop killing. A month ago, they went back to raid the ship when they were attacked by other aliens and 2 of their guys from the last volume got separated. Anyway, the DJD member getting reviews is upset by this fact, saying Decepticons don't abandon their own, which causes Tarn to lash out, replying, "Don't ever tell me what Decepticons do and don't do." However, they then find out their friends are alive and brought that iPad with them, meaning Tarn's now seen Megatron's stand-down message, and more importantly, that Megatron's defected. Tarn decided the best way to deal with this betrayal and shaking of his entire worldview is to overdose on robot steroids and kill himself. As you do. However, as his life flashes before his eyes, he changes his mind and stops himself from dying. So changing plans, the DJD goes after this Gundam-looking motherfucker named Deathsaurus.
Pause right now. What kind of fucking design is this? Like,
you just know whenever they have some like over-designed shit, it's like one of the Japanese ones.
I literally was like, oh my god, it looks like my eyes just vomited when I like looked at this freaking Transformer design, Deathsaurus. It has 4 eyes, and it's just like, what is this? Like, what kind of...
Is it safe to assume Deathsaurus transforms into a dinosaur of some sort?
I would think so, but I'm not sure.
What if we turn into like a freaking like Prius? Like, what if that was like just like an edgy ass?
That would be so much funnier if that was the case. Matt, can you do a little wikiing there?
Yeah, Beast Force Warrior. He's a Beast Force Warrior, so I assume he is. What does he transform into, though? Give me a second.
I'll tell you at a sedan, of course.
All right, you look up that while I continue.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy is a rogue Decepticon who's on the DJD's list. However, Tarn insists this isn't a raid when he visits him, but a rendezvous. Deathsaurus, however, doesn't believe him and tries to kill Tarn by blowing him up. Matt, do we have any update on that or no?
The Transformers wiki doesn't list their alt form. Like,
that's weird. There's
not
that's weird.
Because he's a Toyota sedan, Matt. Come on.
He looks like he turns into some sort of dinosaur he has wings, but he does not look like he looks like a tiny T-Rex with wings.
You know what? I feel like that checks out for the Japanese ship.
It must.
Anyway, moving on.
Move on. This guy's weird.
So changing plans, the DJD... Oh, wait, I just read that slide. Hold on. So before he can do the final blow, Tarn uses his mutant powers to incapacitate him using the ship's radio frequency. Forced to listen to him, Tarn explains that the Decepticon cause is to eliminate every threat, both the domestic and foreign, to Cybertronian happiness. And with the war over and Megatron defected, their race is more vulnerable than ever. Therefore, the two groups should form an alliance in exchange for Deathsaurus's charges being cleared. Deathsaurus negotiates that his entire crew is cleared as well, and what's more, says that his final condition is that Tarn would have to kill his team, as it's only fair since the DJD killed dozens of his crew. Tarn says no, and it turns out this was a test that he passed, meaning the two can work together. As Deathsaurus says, a leader who treats his foot soldiers like fodder is why he deserted. Before the Alliance does some conquering, Tarn points out the first matter of business is eliminating Megatron and the should-be-dead Lost Light crew by association, ending the issue by saying, this is more than just a battle, we're going to war. And like I said, that's the end of the issue. So what do we think?
I don't know if I really like Tarn or not. Like, I'm because I remember we saw him in I think previous a couple other past episodes we saw him, and this one I'm just I mean I get he's all intimidating, he's intimidating Edge Boy Lord, but I'm just I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more from this guy, but I just
all edge with no substance. I need that.
I think that's probably it. That's the best way to put it, actually. Yeah, I was just come on, there has to be something with the character that makes him so edgy. Then I was nothing. He just wants to just murder people just to murder. But I did like the fact that this man was so defeated by the fact that Megatron defected and turned to the Autobots is he's yeah, man, fuck Megatron. I'm just gonna do my own thing now. And I'm oh, that's cool.
Owning the libs by killing yourself.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I love how he learns that Megatron is defected, and he goes out in the snow and he takes his mask off, which doesn't matter, by the way, because he then wears the rest of the issue. I don't understand that even a little bit. He's being real dramatic, and then immediately is back on it anyway. And then it's hard cut to him attempting to kill himself. I don't think it's supposed to be hilarious, but it's hilarious. Yeah, it sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it would have been cooler if just to show how defeated he was. I mean, I guess leading into him trying to kill himself, if he had the mask off, to physically represent oh yeah, my cause is meaningless, and if Megatron is an Autobot now, what the fuck am I here for? We see him with his mask off for a little bit instead of that little one panel where we see his mouth and nose, and that's it. But yeah, it is looking kind of funny. He's just man's trying to kill himself because he thought that all hope was lost, bro. I don't that his Jesus wasn't Jesus enough, and it's just it's funny. It's funny, but I mean it's cool. I didn't really care much about Deathsaurus was fine. I thought it was a pretty funny character, especially the fact.
Let me say, I like the little character we did get of him here, but reading his name in my slides is really not helping the speech impediment that comes out every time I try to read these goddamn things.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet. Yeah, but I thought he was cool. I definitely like the fact that he tried to make it seem like he was on his side at first, but then tried to blow him up. That was kind of funny. The other characters that we're talking in that are part of the GJD, I didn't really care much about. And honestly, I always got confused on who was who besides the guy with the big ass X on his fucking face. But yeah, I overall I think this issue was okay. It was okay, but I didn't really think Tarn was worth the wait, to be honest with you, at least for now anyway.
Clearly his identity is a reveal of some sort, and that's why he can't take his mask off yet. And then in that case, why did he have that page where he takes his mask off? I can't get past this. What's the point of that? In the next panel, it's back on his face again. What is that?
Like what? It would have been cool.
The reveal doesn't matter anyway because he doesn't look like the guy you like learn he is.
What the hell?
So like, is he Megatron's bastard or not? Like that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm just like, is he the Jon Snow of the Decepticons?
He's Bumblebee. Mikey is Bumblebee.
If it's Bumblebee, okay. First of all, that doesn't make any sense because Bumblebee has literally crossed paths with. Has literally like been alive as long as he's been around, so that doesn't make any sense.
Timeline, Bumblebee.
Alternate timeline.
You gotta remember that universe clones exist in this universe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Bullshit. Yes, bullshit happens in this book. Oh my bad, I forgot.
Karna's Dark Bumblebee.
Dark Bumblebee. Honestly, please.
God, don't give them any ideas because I can see that in a big cover in some alternate universe.
For people that actually like care about like watch our Transformers stuff, can we make that a hashtag Tarna's Dark Bumblebee, please? Dark Bumblebee.
If you don't think about it, it makes sense.
Exactly.
Matt, you're so right.
Oh man, that was good. That was good. All right. I'm good. Let's move on now.
So yeah, not a lot of thoughts here. Mainly just kind of set up. Anyway, so let's move on to issue 40. Again, different artists on this. We got Brendan Cahill. I don't know how to say his last name.
Cahill.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so we begin this issue with a few examples of Ratchet not knowing how to say goodbye to various people in his past. Cut to the present where he's drinking in a very empty Swerves when Tailgate comes crashing in on a newly acquired hoverboard.
Dumb fuck. Oh my god.
Apparently, business has been slow since Swerves unknowingly served everyone poison during the brainstorm incident, and also there's another bar now open on the ship. We also learned that Ultra Magnus has been on the hunt for his missing iPad and has been lecturing Swerve about giving Tan his bounced workers' rights. This conversation reminds Ratchet that he's supposed to be at Brainstorm's trial. Speaking of which, over at that trial, Brainstorm says it's unfair that Rewind isn't on trial as well since he's the one who shot past Megatron. However, Ultra Magnus says the trial isn't about that, but rather Brainstorm being a secret Decepticon. Brainstorm explains that when you're building a time machine, you got to go through the bad guys to get all the cool sci-fi stuff, and they wanted him committed to their cause. Of course, he further explains that while he was a double agent, he never gave out information that would actually give them an advantage. Rodimus says that doesn't excuse Brainstorm to calling the DJD on them, but ultimately Brainstorm says whatever that dead idiot version of him did doesn't matter because technically he never did any of those things. And Ultra Magnus also agrees that they can't pin those crimes on him. Wait, were you going to say something?
No. I was going to say just real quick. It's like, listen, man, like, yeah, did Brainstorm do some bad shit? Yes, but like, he didn't snitch. So like, that's the upside. Like that. So I understand. I get it. Like he didn't snitch, which is the number one thing to me. So.
All right, so moreover, they can't prosecute him for being a Decepticon, especially when Ravage and Megatron are both still hanging out around the ship. The only things they can really punish him for are poisoning and attacking the crew. Rodimus rules that as punishment, they're going to destroy all the time machine cases and have Brainstorm under supervision, but they won't kick him off the ship. This pisses Ratchet off because if you'll recall, they didn't give a shit when they kicked Drift out.
Oh boy.
Later on the ship's new bar getaway is mansplain manipulate man-whoring his way into Tailgate's heart when Ratchet comes to borrow Tailgate's hoverboard.
Okay, hold on. We can't ignore the fact that this fucking bar has the dumbest name ever. Come on.
Visages with the quotes included.
Is it visages or I kept saying visages? I don't know why.
However you pronounce it, visages
with the quotes. I'm like, that's so stupid, Mirage. God damn it.
All right, so according to Ratchet, the hoverboard picked up super scraplets, so he has to check out all of his friends. Of note here, he chews Rodimus out for being a hypocrite, encourages Swerve to invite Megatron to something, and listens to Ultra Magnus talk about how he's insecure now that everyone knows he's short, and found a figure of him left in his room that he believes is mocking him.
Is Super Scrapless just like Robo Lice? That's what I thought this was.
It's made up, is the point we'll get to in a second.
It's super bullshit.
Yeah. So as he finishes up, First Aid points out this is a very thin, made-up excuse if he just wanted to talk to everyone before he leaves. Just then, Tailgate comes crashing through again, this time with a new custom hoverboard apparently crafted by 10, which gives Ratchet a light bulb moment. Checking up on 10, Ratchet discovers that his room is covered in arts and crafts he made of almost the entire crew. With a special section dedicated to Ultra Magnus, who appears to be his favorite. What's more, Ratchet finds Magnus's missing data pad there and discovers Magnus has been secretly writing some notes at Poetry, so he writes Magnus a little note before he gives it back to him. Later, we see Minimus out of his armor hanging out with his biggest fan, and we see Swerves is once again busy as a mysterious someone invited Megatron to a poetry reading at the other bar. Finally, we see what was in Ratchet's note, where he basically says, like everyone else on the ship, I don't know how to talk about my feelings, but it's time to go get your boy back. And so we see Ratchet leaves behind a note to First Aid, naming him the new chief medical officer as he blasts off to go and be in the Drift Mini. And that's the end of
it. Okay, shut up, Matt. Shut up. So, this is what I picked up when I read this book, because like from the course of the beginning to like now, like I've actually generally enjoyed Ratchet in this book. Like, I really like Ratchet as a character. I didn't expect him to leave, but then when I saw that fucking figure, I was like, I get to see Ratchet with my boy. I'm done. Like, let's sign me the fuck up. I'm good. So like, I was sad at first while reading, like not sad, but like I was like, oh, like he's trying his best to say goodbye to everybody, but then like, nah, he's gonna be with my fucking boy, being the Transformers dynamic duo. I'm done. That's it, Matt. Go.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna miss Ratchet, but we're doing the Drift Mini, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll see him in 2 weeks.
Yeah, awesome, cool. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I love Ratchet.
I'm curious to see what that's gonna be like, because like I don't know. Like,
don't get you. It's a lot less reading than this book.
That's good. No, it's perfect. So I mean, I'm excited for it.
I didn't remember 10. I assume we've seen him before because they.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's more of a background character.
Oh yeah, my other thought besides getting really hyped there. No, I really like 10. 10 is.
I love him.
I went from 10 being like, oh, it's just freaking this dumb like slave that like Swerve has, to like being a very adorable dumb slave that Swerve has. I like the fact that like, because he can't verbally communicate, but he's just like, he has a passion for making stuff, and it's like it's just cute. It's adorable, and the fact that Swerve doesn't see that like he's an actual like person that he can't like, is an actual like individual, is like kind of like, it makes me kind of an asshole, but like damn. But I really like 10. 10 was nice. It's very sweet. And I thought that Ultra Magnus is his favorite. It's just so funny.
Yeah, I like this issue a lot. I think it's very cute.
Yeah. I'm a really big fan of this issue. I am a sucker for characters like 10. I like big guys that can't communicate, Chewbacca's and man things, and
I feel like there's an Invincible character in there that like is like that you love.
I love him. This issue was a lot of fun.
It's very fun. Very fun. I like it. Might be my favorite, just because I'm just like, damn, it's good stuff.
We briefly saw Pharma in a flashback on the first page.
Oh man, you and your fucking Pharma, dude. Stop.
I can't believe you missed the one volume where he was like actually the main villain.
I know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you decided to skip out on that. It was like, oh, we wish Matt was here to enjoy this, but you weren't.
It was great. It was so good. I was on the show for it. Anyway.
All right. So if that's all we got, then we'll move on. Issue 41, back to Alex Milne on the art.
It's cool.
So we open up this issue on the Viz Vitalis, which is Thunderclash's ship, as one of his former students and friends walk into a room to see his dying body. This guy is a super decorated hero, but leaves all but his Thunderclash Hero School badge, with his mentor since it's the only one that ever meant anything to him. However, just then there's a knocking sound, and we see this guy go to investigate as he's cut off, screaming off panel.
I wanted to take a moment just to acknowledge that, like, they refer to his condition as rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis? Or is it rigor mortis or rigor mortis? I don't know.
Oh, it's definitely the pun.
Okay, I was like, that's so stupid.
It's
like,
terrible. It's terrible.
It's real bad. So anyway, over on the Lost Light, a couple of our characters are hanging out, but plot-wise, all that matters here is Nautica's wrench gets an upgrade that lets it detect things trying to avoid detection. 10 minutes later, Rodimus gathers the crew announcing a pre-wake, which is basically just a giant party for everyone's favorite guy, Thunderclash, which also means they achieve something by actually making a little bit of progress on their quest.
I forgot about their fucking quest, to be honest with you. I was reminded about, like, yeah, they're still trying to fucking find the Knights of Cybertron.
It doesn't really matter all that much.
Yeah, I was like, we're literally 41 issues. We still haven't fucking found them.
Of course, neither Rodimus or Megatron actually want to go to the Awake, with Rodimus making the excuse that he needs to plan. However, Megatron calls his bluff and says that if he wants to plan, then goddammit, are they going to plan together? Later on the Viz Vitalis, everyone's dancing and having a good time, except for a small handful of losers.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that like that, Matt?
They're losers.
Oh, listen, man. I've been there. I've been the loser at the party. I'm the loser at most parties, so I get it. But anyway, one of these losers, Nightbeat, gets fed up and takes Nautica's wrench to go snoop around the ship for fun. As he gets up to leave, Nautica's alleged best friend, Firestar, comes over to talk to her, but it's clear from the way they speak that it's awkward and the two aren't actually that close.
Firestar, where's the Marvel lawsuit? Come on now.
Dude, Marvel doesn't give a shit about these guys. Elsewhere on board, Minimus is investigating Thunderclash's dying message, which is a map to the Knights of Cybertron. However, as he examines it, First Aid points out that Thunderclash shouldn't be dying. As he goes on to explain, Thunderclash did have a life-threatening injury, but it seems to have been mysteriously repaired 6 months ago. Additionally, when they examine his body, they can smell burning and see he's losing energy, but can't see anything wrong with him. As they run diagnostics, they see the Thunderclash, even in his injured form, is still trying to communicate with them and uses his limited energy to tell them, "You're all blind, you're all dead."
It's creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very.
So elsewhere, Nightbeat comes across an exhausted Getaway when Ravage comes running by, freaking out. The two of them follow and end up in the ship's morgue, discovering a famous racer's body. What's more, they also discover the body of the guy from the very beginning of the issue, covered in some kind of creature. Looking back at Getaway, we see that these things are now crawling on him before it's revealed that they're surrounded by these now zombie-like beings, and that's the end of issue 41.
It's a good setup issue. Issue 42 gets into the real sci-fi nonsense that we'll get to when we get to, but this is a good setup for it. I love Nautica. Nautica became one of my favorite characters in these issues. I don't know if we've seen very much from her before this. Again, I don't remember her either.
Well, she's also one of the characters that came in like when Megatron kind of came in.
Yeah.
So she hasn't been here the whole time.
I've kind of lost track of the characters since Megatron joined. So I still feel like I am meeting some of them, and I thought Nautica was delightful.
All I remember from Nautica was that like she's a quantum mechanic, and I was like, that's so dumb, but it's hilarious.
I think it's great.
You just don't like to see a woman in STEM.
No. Listen, love my queens in STEM, but like it's just like she's a quantum mechanic. Like that's just like like the pun. No, I thought this issue was really cool. Fucking Firestar. Like this design of this character is just like the fact that it's like this woman with like a flame head. Like, okay, for like Michael Bay, like why haven't you adapted this Transformer in live? This fits more your vibe than all the other Transformers that you've used in your fucking bullshit like 7 movie franchise. Okay, like I want to see this character Transformer in live action. That's a cool design.
Let's be real though, we don't need Bay writing any more women.
That's true, we don't. But like But yeah, no, I thought this issue was cool. I thought the fact that like I don't remember like something happening to Thunderclash before like he was dying. That's why it kind of caught me off.
When we met him, which is like a long time ago, they just said like his ship was basically his life support machine.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
He was heroing too hard.
He was heroing just a little bit too hard. But yeah, no, I like this whole mystery. Be like, oh, like why he shouldn't be dying if that's the case. And, like this whole mystery. But yeah, we get that kind of like horror. It's a little bit of like horror-esque page at the end with all these nanobot nanite zombie things like attacking Getaway and the other one. But it's that was really cool. I was like, I really like that page a lot. And I was like, oh, that's kind of setting up something a little interesting in the next issue. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And also like the fact that like we're seeing just Transformers be casual. Like I like that shit. Like when we remember the last time I think it was when it was I know like it was fucking Swerve and Rodimus and Ratchet and World. They were all like on that one Earth as like human holograms or whatever. That was fucking fun as shit. I loved that issue a lot. So I like seeing just Transformers being casual like people. Like it's just I think it's fun.
As fun as the like plots can be sometimes, I do really like the character moments, and I think that's really what I like in this book the most. Like you and Matt were saying, I like Nautica. I also really like in this issue. Well, I like all the character interactions in this issue, but I also like how Rodimus really fucking hates Thunderclash.
Yeah, the point where he has to
really
be
funny.
petty. First, he has to be petty and gloat and be like, "Hey guys, yeah, like he's gone, but like." Let's party and shit, even though it's not really about him. It's about me hating him. It's so funny. It's like, wow, how petty. Like, Rodimus' petty streak has not stopped since the beginning of this book. It's so funny.
And his conversation with Megatron, where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna plan so hard," and Megatron's like, "You better plan so hard. I'm just like, even harder."
It's literally that scene. Literally that scene, and This Is the End, where you see fucking Danny McBride and James Franco talk about how much they're gonna freaking like jerk each other off or whatever the fuck. Like, how much it's gonna like come everywhere. Like, that's what that scene is, and it's so funny.
I love that conversation, and I love the conversation between Nautica and Firestar, the super awkward one. Where they very clearly know each other, except actually not at all.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic.
I love that part where Firestar's like, "So you still an alcoholic?" And they're just like,
Yep. Yeah, that was real kicking the nuts. That's funny. I'm actually gonna look up right now. I think I'm gonna do a Mads do. I'm just gonna be looking up what these fucking Transformers transform into because like, what the fuck does Firestar transform into? Like,
I don't know.
With their fucking
I don't know which characters are just made up for this and which are like obscure like lore, you know?
Right.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Firestar's probably a motorcycle.
I mean, she's been around since G1 apparently.
Motorcycle. Money's a motorcycle.
You say so.
No, be serious. Like it literally like there's an image of her like in G1 like from the cartoon.
Yeah, all so right. Is Deathsaurus. Deathsaurus is from G1.
Like what?
Yeah, his alt form is quote dragon monster.
Yeah, that checks out.
Well, stay tuned. We'll stay tuned to find out what Firestar transformed into because I'm looking that up right now. But
yeah. While you do that, we'll go on to the second part of this arc or mini arc, I guess. Issue 42. So we pick up with Skids and Nautica dancing outside the party. According to her, she's too shy to dance in front of everyone and explains that where she's from, Firestar is legally her best friend, but their only friend married because they didn't have anyone else, and friend divorce is highly frowned upon. And if you initiate divorce, you're considered a real asshole. However, Skids then begins to pass out as the creatures from the last issue attack.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Nautica tries to fight back, but is knocked to the ground, protecting Skids as the horde pounces on them. Nearby, Getaway and Nightbeat are still being swarmed when they realize they're being attacked by... They realize they're being attacked because the creature's cover was blown when the upgraded wrench detected them. Then, now calmed Ravage saves them as the group runs away. Over in the med bay, things are not much better. As the background characters are dying, Thunderclash pops to life, giving a speech about how he'll sacrifice himself and how the good will always prevail over evil, and weirdly, this seems to momentarily stop the creatures. The three groups of characters we're following manage to escape and run into each other, barricading themselves in a room. As they exchange intel, Nightbeat realizes these creatures attacking them are personality ticks.
Oh, Lord.
And basically, they feed off of people with a lot of charisma or personality. It's very silly.
So you're telling me that these fucking creatures feed off people that have the strongest riz?
Yes.
That's dumb.
It's such sci-fi nonsense.
I think what happened is they wanted to have a story, and they're like, "What do we make these creatures?" They're like, "I don't fucking know." You know.
Oh man.
Okay, so suddenly the creatures burst through the door, and just when all seems lost, Megatron and Rodimus show up, and we learn later that these two have so much going on between them personality-wise that it instantly kills the creatures. With the action over, Nautica and Firestar agree not to get friend divorced. Now having new respect for each other, back at the party, Skids tells Swerve what a success his indie disco is and how happy everyone seems. However, as Swerve smiles proudly to himself, he begins to disappear, dropping a glass and ending issue 42.
Oh no, Swerve!
Yeah, so...
Oh god! Oh fuck!
What?
I love that the silly Star Trek monsters are killed by the pure visceral sexual tension between Megatron and Rodimus. It was so powerful.
Matt, you mean the strong space riz that they both have between one another?
I do.
Oh man,
it's delightful.
Oh man, yeah, no, this issue was really cool. Even though like with all the dumb sci-fi bullshit, I love the creature design. Whoever I think the space alien designs. That's what. But you say you refer to it as like aliens, right? Like from like aliens, like xenomorphs. Like I get like that kind of vibe from these things. I don't know why. But like it's just that's really cool. The thunderclap is like just appears out of nowhere. It's just like comes back to life immediately. It's kind of funny. It comes back to life due to plot, and it's great. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say on it. It's just like this issue was fun, and the fact that I'm about to say Riz. I'm sorry, Swerve just disappears out of nowhere and was just like shit. Like, yeah, you guys like, oh no, oh fuck. Even though for me, I personally was thinking of the scene in freaking Infinity War was like, it's like, oh no, I don't want to go. No.
Fucking dusted.
Yeah, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. But I mean, this issue was fun. It was a fun issue.
Yeah, I also like Skids and Nautica hanging out. They had a fun little banter.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's all I got.
I think all of the positive things we kind of had to say about last issue carry over to this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like I said, short, sweet, 2-story arc.
Yeah, it's a fun little Star Trek story.
All right, so no, continue. Press the next button.
Wait. Did you have a point to make there?
Oh no, this is where I stop here because I didn't read past this.
Really?
All right.
Yeah, I did not.
I called last issue a Star Trek story, but this is really a Star Trek story. It also gets wild.
No, because the thing is, like, I skimmed through it when I was looking through for an image for the thumbnail, and I was like, "What is happening in this issue? Like what is this? Like I didn't realize that like they had like Cyclonus had a fucking Victorian era hologram like mode. That's kind of funny.
This image has done irreparable damage to the lesbian Transformers community.
I figured, like it's a cool design though. I like the design.
Anyway, let's get into the issue then. So art here is by Alex Milne and Brian Shearer. So this issue starts with Cyclonus and Tailgate in their avatar forms at some random apartment where Tailgate's somehow reading the first issue of More Than Meets the Eye. A few seconds later, Skids, Wrong, and Blue Streak also show up and say they were caught up in some zany adventures with their neighbors, leading us to see that these characters are stuck in a sitcom. Flashback to earlier, the Lost Light crew discovers their ship is being followed by a planet that looks suspiciously like Earth. Additionally, it's sending out a signal of a knockoff Cheers theme on loop. Over in the med bay, First Aid gets a going away present while he prepares to go be in another comic for a few issues, and Velocity, the blue girl from the last two issues who I didn't talk about, is going to take over temporarily. Also, Skids rushes in with a dying Swerve. Come to find out, the Swerve we saw last issue was an avatar projection, and somehow Swerve's now projecting this fake Earth following them, Swerve, if you will. So our characters have to project down to Swerve and find Swerve and figure out what's wrong with him, as there are no visible injuries.
Yeah.
If you get lost at any point, feel free to interject with questions.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I'm okay.
All right. So back on Swerve, the apartment group meets their wacky neighbors, who consist of a surgeon, a priest, and a stand-up comedian. As elsewhere, Rodimus, Nautica, and Nightbeat land and search the streets of fake New York.
That fucking Idris Elba? What the fuck? Which one's Idris Elba? Which one is that?
This is Nightbeat, the detective one.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay. He just turned into Luther. Like, shit. Okay.
So there they run into edgy Grandpa Megatron and head off to look for Swerve at a nearby bar, saying they'll need to keep their eyes peeled as many Swerves appear on the building screen behind them. Back at the apartment, the group is trying to help their fake neighbors get back into their apartment when Skids comments on how when he found Swerve, he seemed to have been rotting away in a depressive state for months. Skids laments that he was Swerve's closest friend, but he never thought to check on him outside of the bar, not even knowing his room number. Tailgate skips to the current issue of More Than Meets the Eye, More Than Meets the Eye, and finds that it covers this adventure in that Swerve is breaking the fourth wall to talk to the characters. Basically, when he got hit with a meta bomb as an offhand joke in Volume 4, it fucked him up a little bit. And then when he looked inside a time case, it fucked him up even further, allowing him to make Swerve. So the crew realizes that Swerve is giving them clues how to find him and that there may be more around them. Wrong makes the connection that this issue 43, is the same number as Swerve's cabin on the Lost Light and the same number as the neighbor's room. Calling out his name, the three neighbors merge and turn back into one human Swerve. However, Swerve still can't tell the group where he's hurt and says all he knows is that ever since Megatron's come on board, things have been different and he doesn't feel like a main character anymore.
Aww.
Cyclonus tells him how loved he is as the entire crew, all 200 plus of them, came here to rescue him, despite the risk of pain and or death. Hearing this causes Swerve's shoulder to start bleeding, and he says it's time that the group wrapped up their 22 minutes of sitcom time. Back on the Lost Light, we learned Swerve was suffering from a rust infection that weirdly seemed to be caused by a bullet wound. First Aid hypothesizes that Swerve at one point may have been shot by Agent 113, who supposedly infiltrated the DJD and transferred their intel by shooting Autobots in their badges. Velocity completes the surgery, finding the remaining bullet, and that's how we end issue 43. So what do we think?
This issue is so fucking good. I love it. I think fucking what's his name? Roberts. It feels like Roberts is trying to do Grant Morrison and landing more around Deadpool, but I love it. I think it's so much fun. I'm a sucker for this dumb meta stuff.
It's a shame this isn't a cartoon because this would be a great episode for a cartoon more so than
it sounds like it would. It sounds like it would be.
Yeah, because they make references to, like you said, there's a knockoff Cheers theme. They talk about how there's a laugh track, and there's this great line where I don't remember who it is. They're talking to Rodimus, and they're like, "Don't be surprised if you walk into a room to Cheers and applause." He's like, "Well, that's normal." I thought this issue was fantastic. Also, just the bullet thing at the end, just to touch on that real quick. That feels like a real inefficient way to pass information, even undercover. But
yeah, that entire like bullet thing, that like explanation seemed like very shoehorned in to explain what the fuck was going on.
You think there's shoehorned contrived stuff in this sci-fi comic? No way.
I mean, listen, it's something I'm throwing out there, but it sounded like very shoehorned, and I was like, okay, that's something that Robert probably pulled out of his ass to kind of like wrap it up. But Yeah, I'll go back and read it. Damn, not like just seeing Daddy Megatron. That's hilarious, dude. Like that design for Megatron in human form is so funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I love the fan art of all these robots in their human forms.
I can imagine like if I go on DeviantArt right now and I'll find like a bunch of these.
I would not do that.
You would not.
DeviantArt is probably untouchable at this. It was never touchable to begin with, but like I would not trust.
Freaking Nightbeat turning into fucking Luther. That's hilarious. I might look at him like, James Roberts has watched a good amount of Luther right when he told fucking Alex Mo to draw this. It's
well,
so
you gotta remember James Roberts is very, very British, so
yes, yes, it makes sense. He's probably an Idris fan. Oh Lord, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So I gotta read Nightbeat as Idris Elba now. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. It's just fun. I guess most Swerve issues are. When he does the recap page halfway through the issue, it's great. It's fun. I love it.
Yeah, no, because I also peeped that and I was like, wow, that's something that kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, I mean, that's Swerve. He's a very random dude.
I think it's the issue prior to this too. He also does the previously thing, but it's like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That kind of like sets it up for this one.
I guess so.
But yeah, like you're saying, I like it's fun seeing the human fan art. I was gonna say human sonas, but I guess the word for that is just personas.
I'm disappointed that I'm disappointed that like we didn't see Whirl in this. Like, 'cause I love his persona, I guess, with the fucking little girl with the eye patch and the Uzis. Like, I think it's like that would have been so fun to see in this, but I guess it just decided not to use him.
Well, we got a limited amount of pages in this. We'll see that again soon, though.
Okay, good.
But yeah, fun issue again. I think most of the issues in this volume were pretty fun.
I agree. This was a good volume.
Yeah. So moving on to our final issue then, issue 44. Again, the art is by Hayato Sakamoto, who did the art for the first one in this volume.
This cover is boring. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're shit in this cover, man. Come on, be creative. Come on now. Stupid.
All right. So coming off of last issue's revelation, we learned that Agent 113 was an Autobot who infiltrated the DJD as the original boss, who was the guy who could like take his face off, who's since been replaced by a new guy with the original presumed dead. And while most of his intel was useless, it claims to know the location of the Necrobot, which is the Grim Reaper guy. So to Chrome Dome, this seems like a great chance to finally get some closure on Rewind's old flame if he's dead or alive. However, Rodimus wants to continue with their quest with his newly discovered map to Cyber Utopia. Of course, to piss Rodimus off, Megatron agrees to the detour.
Right.
So as the crew arrives, they find a bunch of hologram statues that appear to be lit up if a person is alive and turned off if they're dead. Additionally, upon landing, Nightbeat spies the Necrobot but is shut out of his fortress. Exploring the planet, Megatron mentions how stopping here wasn't just about Rewind, but buying himself more time before they find the Knights and he faces justice. Elsewhere, Chrome Dome and Rewind hack into the statue database and searching Dominus's name see that he's listed as deactivated or dead. Over with Nightbeat, the Necrobot lets him into his home. To Nightbeat's disappointment, he learns that the Necrobot isn't magic, is really just some old guy who started tracking deaths after he didn't know what happened to his friend for months. Afterward, Nightbeat runs to find Rewind with the news that because the Necrobot is just some guy, he makes mistakes and assumes people are dead if he can't find a body. This is why the Necrobot talked to Nightbeat in the first place, as he presumed he was dead. So the group goes to the memorial for the missing and discovers that Dominus is not confirmed dead and could still be out there somewhere. As the crew prepares to leave, Nightbeat asks the Necrobot one more question. If he found him before he died the first time, would he save him? To which the Necrobot explains that he never intervenes. Additionally, the Necrobot explains to Riptide that the flowers by the statues represent a life that the respective person has taken, whether directly or indirectly. And we end this volume with Megatron by his statue, surrounded by a vast field of flowers. The end. So what do we think?
I love this last page I think it's kind of haunting.
I love me some floral imagery and symbolism. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I thought. Like I didn't read it. Obviously, I skimmed through it, but when I saw that last page, I was like, I think something's going on here. Like, and especially because they put the Decepticon symbol right in the corner, it is like, what's going on here? I don't like this. So I agree with Matt on that.
Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. I kind of don't care about the rest of this issue.
Fair enough.
Like the ending's fantastic, but I don't know. It didn't really grip me. I'm not into the Necrobot. I don't know. I don't have much to say. It wasn't bad. I just don't have much to say about it. I don't think it was that.
Yeah, I mean the ending is kind of the standout moment of just because it's like the boom moment, I guess.
Yeah. And the ending makes, I think, all the build up to it worthwhile. I'm just not really into the build up.
Yeah.
Megatron himself isn't like, I don't know. This feels more like a Nightbeat issue than anything else.
A little bit. I think the stuff with Nightbeat is a little bit interesting. Like he's not one of my favorite characters or whatever, but like there's like a whole thing in here about how he was dead once. He was kind of hoping, like, even though he's like the mystery guy, that like, there was like an afterlife and stuff like that. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm going to be honest. I don't really care about whatever Chrome Dome and Rewind have going on. I just don't really care about them that much.
Yeah, I've kind of been done for the past few volumes with them. Ever since I think which one died again, or which one died?
Rewind.
Yeah. Ever since Rewind died, I was like, okay. And like Chrome Dome went to like depression and shit. I was like, okay. I mean, like, I felt like their arc was done at that point. Their relationship was done at that point. But then like,
I feel like James Roberts doesn't know how to create like good relationships. Like he's good at like the build up, but once they're like in a relationship, he like doesn't know what to do.
No.
But yeah, my only worry is that, like, especially just seeing this last page, I'm just like, please tell me that like Megatron isn't gonna go back to being a Decepticon again, because I love him as an Autobot. like
he has to go back eventually.
I don't want him to though. I think it's
either that or the bookends.
That's true. Like, I mean,
well, I'll give you a hint. At a certain point, they rebooted this entire like continuity because they ran out of ideas for stories.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So he could be an Autobot up until then, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. No, that's all I want, because I really enjoy Megatron as an Autobot. It's a very fun dynamic, and it's just him trying to like redeem himself. It's cool. I like characters like that.
Yeah. So like I was saying about edgy characters, I love Megatron in this because he's like trying.
Yeah, he's trying his best, and it's like it's good. It's good the way Roberts has written him that way. And it's different, like I've never seen Megatron this way before. So it's a nice change of pace in terms of the character. So
yeah, Megatron's a delight.
Yeah. So if we want to go into final thoughts or whatever, what do we think about this volume?
Alrighty then.
It's really fun. Not in terms of overall plot, it doesn't move the story that much. We learn about the DJD infiltrator. Is that even going to be relevant? I imagine it will be, because we're setting up Tarn. They're set up with the DJD.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's mostly fun standalone stories, and those tend to be my favorite X-Men stories. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a nice break of pace, like I said, from the longer arcs we've been doing up till now. It's been a couple of volumes since we had a bunch of like standalone stories. So like you were saying, I really enjoy this volume. I think it's a lot of fun. I think there are a lot of good moments there, especially just with like characters hanging out. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, basically the same thing. Yeah, it's very fun. The character stuff, especially with them just being casual and just like trying, like getting to know each other. I like those casual settings. I don't see that in Transformers stuff. So like it's I thought that's really fun. I think the Ratchet issue is my favorite issue out of them all, though. I really like, well, from what I've read, like I love the Ratchet issue a lot. And I'm looking forward to seeing 10 more, because I like 10. He's an adorable dummy whose Swerve is taking advantage of. It's so fucked up, but it's like he's such a cute character. But there's
a lot of interaction between Rodimus and Megatron in this volume.
Yeah,
and their dynamic is so much fun.
I'm putting the clip from This Is the End with James Franco and Danny McBride talking about that conversation, because that's literally what I was thinking of when I was reading it. I was like, yo, it's just them talking about how much they're gonna come everywhere. It's great. It's just like it's fun. And again, I don't want Megatron to go back. I really don't. But it's just, if he has to, he has to. But I like this dynamic he has with Rodimus, and as an Autobot, it's so much fun. This arc overall seems it's just simple fun stuff. All this, it's just fun. Simple fun stuff. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say. It's fun.
Yeah. So moving into 2 weeks from now. So 2 weeks from now, Monday, March 6th, 2023, at 8 p.m. about, we are covering Drift, Empire Stone, which is a 4-issue miniseries, as well as the Transformers Holiday Special. I haven't decided exactly how we're going to do that yet, so we might just be covering the More Than Meets the Eye part, but I encourage you to read all of it because it's very cute.
Holiday Special?
It's so cute.
I can already tell from the Drift cover that I'm going to fucking love this. So I'm going to make this thumbnail right after we finish.
So after this, just look ahead. So we have this next episode, and then after that, we only have volumes 9 and 10 and More Than Meets the Eye. So we're almost done, guys.
Oh, really? That's quick.
All right.
That's quick. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
wow.
So I'm wondering if Tarn's being set up as the final big bad?
I guess. I mean, it seems that way in terms of
spoilers on that or no?
I'm gonna forget anyway, so it's fine.
You said no.
I said fine. I'm gonna forget, so it's fine. I mean, if you don't want it, then we'll just not say.
Matt, yes or no on spoilers?
No.
Okay.
Okay, then no.
But yeah, I'm excited for this Drift mini. I miss my boy. I miss my boy so much. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this for sure. And also, is it weird that we're doing a holiday special, but with not on a holiday?
I didn't time it right. We didn't get to it in time.
I don't know. It's just this. It don't feel right.
Don't worry about it. It'll be Christmas in March. No worries about it.
No, it's not.
It's okay. I already got my holiday gear.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we already did a holiday special already, so we're not gonna count this one as a holiday special. But yeah, I mean, is that
you can flip it when we get to December and just call it a new episode.
Oh, okay, I like that. That's good.
Okay, I'll do that then. But yeah, is that it, Rebecca? Is that everything?
That's everything.
Okay. Oh shit, calm down. Oh, it's fucking. Oh, it's this freaking dude just screaming. I guess he just found the fucking channel already. He was like, holy shit, you're talking about Transformers comics. Like, yes, we're talking about Transformers comics. No, you just missed it, but it's okay.
Thanks, Proud is Primal 21.
Yeah. It's okay, you can rewind.
Exactly. Yeah, so thanks for the people that are watching this or will watch this. We appreciate it. As Rebecca said, check out the next episode in about 2 weeks. I'm very excited for it. I'm gonna see my boy, but I've already expressed my excitement about this enough, so I'm gonna stop. But yeah, just stay tuned for tomorrow. We are going to be recording our interview with our mystery guest that I have not announced yet, because I'm going to announce it when I drop the video the next day. So look out for that. Check out the clip that I dropped today on talking about our excitement for the Authority, which is going to be it's pretty funny. I mean, I worked really hard on it, so please watch it. It'd be nice if you did. Also, what am I thinking? What am I missing? Oh, Rebecca doing Dead Space. Please watch those. They're fun. It's just her freaking out and stuff, and us judging her for it, and it's so great. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So check out those gameplays. Expect more gameplays. Hopefully soon, Rebecca, if you're still planning on doing more of those.
I do them whenever I feel like it, so there's no schedule.
Lovely. But also check out, we also have an Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania thing planned, but I have to see the movie first before we do it, because I haven't seen it yet.
Planned is a loose term there.
Planned, yeah, it's loose. It will happen when it happens. But yeah, also I'll be dropping announcements on our next Indie Corner ongoing series. Which is I've already said what it was, but I'm gonna drop a community posting for it. But yeah, people, and also click on notification bells so you know when we drop our videos and all that stuff. We appreciate the support. Thanks for we're almost at 100, I think. If we didn't make 100 yet. Fuck, we're at 101 just now.
Woo!
Woo! Let's go. So at 101 subscribers, people actually care about our stuff. Matt, can you believe it?
101 damnations. That was a joke from this volume.
101 damnations. You
thought
about that.
No. If
you read the issue, you would know. It's an in-joke.
Okay, fine. Okay. But yeah, we're at 101 subscribers, and hopefully we'll keep growing. So we appreciate the support. Stop it, Matt. Stop it. Don't shake your head. And yeah, people, that's it. Get home safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Peace out. Later.